Today is a cold yet beautiful day. Just like the changing seasons, everything passes by. Be it good or bad, life happens to move on. So let's keep up our hopes and keep trying, as we never know what's around the corner. Today I like to share a quick yet nutritious peanut butter and jelly recipe I only learned trial after trial. Now I know the secret to a good tasting peanut butter depends totally on how well the peanuts are roasted. But you know what, even if things don't go to plan and you end up making a raw tasting batch of peanut butter just like I did the first time I tried, please don't bin it. You can totally make use of it. I have a delicious chicken recipe coming up in the next video, so please do stay tuned to it. So what's there to think? Let's get these peanuts roasted. I totally recommend roasting in a heavy bottom pan like this one so you can get an even roast throughout your batch. Roasting in a pan like this gives me easy access to toss and turn these peanuts whenever, and that totally helps with getting all the peanuts evenly roasted. Once I see that the peanuts have started to change its color like this, I would reduce the heat and start taking them out. To add to the nutrition, here I'm also using 1 cup of cashew nuts and I'm roasting it as seen on medium heat. Cast iron pans tend to retain the heat even after switching off the stove. So once I see the cashew nuts have started changing color, I would either reduce the heat to minimum or completely turn off the stove to prevent the nuts from burning. I would still continue to roast the nuts for a further few minutes while the pan is still hot. You know, the nuts are all evenly roasted once they've all changed color and starts giving off a beautiful aroma. It's been sitting and cooling off in this pan. It's still warm and not too hot, and that's exactly where we need it. You can easily get the skin off by rubbing them between your hands like this. But an easier way I find is to dump it all in a colander like this and separate the skin as seen. You don't need to get it 100% skin free because we are just going to get it all blended. It's all personal preference anyway, but if you ask me, a little skin here and there only adds flavor to the nut butter. So now once it's completely cooled, I prefer to use a food processor for this. Just before I start blending, I like to add a little pink salt and a teaspoon of vanilla essence just to season the nut butter. At this point, you may be tempted to add a little oil to help it all blend, but trust that the nuts would start releasing its own oil and help blend itself into butter. As you can now see, it's already smoothened out and turned into butter. I like to leave it a little crunchy like this, but if you blend it further, you can get perfectly smooth butter if that's how you prefer. Making this jam or jelly takes 5 minutes maximum. All we need is some frozen berries like this. I have a cup of blueberry and half cup strawberry here. As you may already know, it's always beneficial health-wise to include berries in your diet as they are high in antioxidants. I will only be sweetening it with about 2 teaspoons maple syrup, which is a natural sweetener. Instead of adding tons of extra sugar, I will be including some chia seeds into this nutritious jam to thicken it. And that's it really. Once it's all blended and the chia seeds are added in, I will leave it in the refrigerator for about 2 to 3 hours to thicken. I find this jam to be a great alternative to regular jam, especially if you're trying to stay away from sugar and lose some weight like me, or just as a healthier alternative. I think this jam may taste more like fruit, but it's actually better than regular jam considering the amount of sugar that goes in while making it. I wanted to see what my 3-year-olds thought of it. Let's see what they have to say.
This is the zone. I like this tasty jam. I like to take the butter. This is tasty, delicious.
Lots of love and God bless.